What's up, Internet? This is the A4th Wolf, and welcome back to another episode of Wolf Watches. Today, I will be reviewing some death battles that I've been missing. There were a few that came out since the last time I did one. I'm not going to review all of them because some of them, like Hulk versus Doomsday, I wasn't that interested. I watched it just to see who would win, and I thought Doomsday would, and he did. And then a couple other ones that I didn't really want to do a reaction to. But the ones that I do, that I am going to be showing are ones that I haven't watched yet, and I really wanted to see these because they involve characters that I've always wanted to see in a death battle, or whose games I played, and they're really, really good. So the first one that I'm going to be showing you today is Tracer versus Scout. Now this one's a little interesting. I haven't played too much of Team Fortress 2, but I have played a shitload of Overwatch. And I actually saw something a while back basically proving that Scout does run faster than Tracer in terms of, more over time. Like, Tracer has her little sprints, but once she's out of that, in the long run, Scout is faster. So, this will be an interesting matchup because, as far as I can tell, the only way that Tracer is going to win is, one, she hinges all her abilities on her time travel mechanic, and from like hiding to allow her chrono accelerator to recharge after every use. And as if Scout doesn't find her during any of those cooldowns, he wins. However, he doesn't have a lot of armor either, so I want to give the edge to Tracer. I just think she's slightly better equipped, but it'll basically boil down to how long the fight lasts and how often Tracer has to use her powers. But that is my prediction, so let's see if I'm right. Let's go right into the episode.
To be the elite, you must surround yourself with the best of the best. Whether you band together to save the world, or just a worthless plot of land.
And every good team needs a good hit-and runner.
Like Tracer, the spunky agent of Overwatch.
And the Scout, the Boston-born merc of Team Fortress. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. 30 years from the present, mankind would become careless. Their machine servants rose up to fight for freedom, and so began a worldwide war.
But one organization stood between world peace and total chaos. Overwatch, a team consisting of the world's greatest scientists, cyborgs, ninjas, cowboys, and pilots.
Including Lena Oxton, codenamed Tracer. The youngest pilot ever inducted into Overwatch's flight program, Tracer is a free-spirited and fearless flying ace, always laughing in the face of danger.
Never been too
After
good
helping
with
to
Tracer.
secure world peace, no big deal, right? She's
just
chosen
too
to
fragile
test
for
a
my
new
playstyle.
prototype fighter jet, which could teleport.
But then everything went horribly wrong. Instead of teleporting from point A to B, the fighter jet accidentally transported her through time.
How do you accidentally create a time machine and put it in a fighter jet?
A word to the wise, this is why you use animals before moving to human trials, like I always do. Anyway, Tracer essentially existed as a ghost, uncontrollably phasing in and out of time. It looked like Overwatch's prized pilot would be decommissioned forever.
Until her teammate, good friend, and gorilla scientist Winston made a special techno doohickey to keep her locked in the present.
This chronal accelerator doesn't just anchor Tracer's time displacement, it also gives her two different ways to manipulate her own time flow. In a near instant, she can zoom approximately 23 feet
like a
away.
World of Warcraft
This
video, so I'm
blink
gonna have to look
ability
that
is
up.
not true teleportation, but instead speeds up time only for Tracer while propelling her in any given direction.
What?
She can briefly jump herself forward in time, though from an outside view it looks like a blur.
Got it.
More than that,
Is she in
can
Hero of
also
the Storm?
reverse time for herself with the
I have not
recall
heard any of
ability,
that.
which returns Tracer's health and spatial position back to where they were a few seconds before. While usually recall only turns back 3 seconds, in some instances she's gone as far back as 15.
Well, thank God her weapons aren't as confusing as that shit. She carries dual rapid-fire pulse pistols as her primary pain dispensers. Each can empty 20 rounds in a single second.
But what the pulse pistols have in power, they sorely lack in range and accuracy.
Good thing she also has her pulse bombs. I'll put it this way. Pretty much anybody she sticks this thing to has exactly 2 seconds to make their peace before going to the big capture point in the sky.
Yeah, that's pretty
Tracer
true.
maximizes her unique
Soon as you get
weaponry
stuck,
with
you just go,
hit-and-run tactics,
"Damn it."
frustrating her enemies and making her very difficult to pin down.
Yeah, in addition to blinking and recalling all over the place, she can jump 15 feet in the air.
She's disarmed the highly trained and literally cold-blooded assassin Widowmaker, protected the Doomfist Gauntlet from theft, and even once avoided a sniper shot from just 30 feet away. A sniper round usually travels almost 1,800 miles per hour when fired, meaning Tracer had to react within 1/100th of a second.
Unfortunately, that bullet found another target.
That was a sad cutscene.
Rest in peace,
Or
Robot Gandhi.
trailer.
Although Tracer is a slippery opponent on the battlefield, her chronal accelerator has its limits. If used too many times in succession, it can overheat, forcing Tracer to wait for a recharge. As her pistols are linked to the accelerator, this can sometimes cause them to overload as well.
Plus, she's a pilot first, and not exactly a crack shot while on foot. If she doesn't get in close, she's not hitting anything but air.
In spite of that, Tracer doesn't let any of it get her down. Wherever there's danger, she'll be there in a blink of an eye with a cocky smile and a barrage of
Overwatch
bullets.
needs a first.
Wait, whatever happened to that time-warping
single-player
fighter jet?
campaign.
I don't know.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
Just the look on the kid's face is amazing.
In the year 1850, an extremely wealthy entrepreneur passed away, leaving his family land and business to his 2 sons. But like brothers are prone to do, they ended up fighting over each other's land right off the bat.
This went on for decades, and then the brothers began recruiting mercenaries to literally wage war. And that's when things really got out of control.
So that's
Each
how it
hired
started.
gun contributed with their own specialized expertise.
The sniper killed from afar, the engineer slaughtered with machines, and the heavy mowed people down with the biggest goddamn gun they'd ever seen. What kind of sandwiches were they feeding that guy?
But one every man only relied on his cunning, his 2 feet, and a baseball bat. This was the Scout. Born in Boston, Massachusetts in the 1950s, the mercenary only known as Scout was the runt among 7 older brothers.
And all of them loved to wander the town looking for a good fight. Problem was, Scout's brothers were so big and tough, the fights would be over before he could get the chance to throw his own punches.
Desperate to fight alongside his siblings, Scout realized that what he lacked in strength, he could make up for in speed.
So he started running, and running, and running until one day he was fast enough to not only keep up, but get ahead.
Speed was his moniker, delivering pain was his game, and somewhere along the way he even learned how to jump off of thin air. Suddenly,
Imagine
the
that.
pathetic runt of the pack became the smart-mouthed terror of Boston.
Grass grows, birds fly, sun shines, and brother, I hurt people.
The only thing he was lacking was discipline, which he could get in the military, but that didn't sound like any fun, so he became a mercenary instead. Scout travels light, relying on a lovely shotgun and a baseball bat. Yes, a baseball bat. This guy is crazy enough to try and take out a rocket launcher-wielding soldier with a pop fly.
Which surprisingly works. Opponents are stunned by the size of his balls, both literally and figuratively, leaving them open for Scout to race
Oh.
up and finish them off
I
with
didn't
his
know
guns.
he had that ability. I've never
Well,
seen
he's
that
got
before.
a pistol for pinpoint accuracy. Scout's favorite tools for killing are definitely shotguns. The scattergun is a
shotgun,
confusing
pistol, and
miracle of
baseball bat
shotgun
versus
engineering that
Tracer.
can somehow
It's
hold
gonna be
6
tough for
shots
her.
in a double barrel, and is reloaded via divine intervention when you pull its lever. It's like the baby of a shotgun rifle and a revolver. But his most powerful gun is the force of nature. A shotgun that only has 2 shots, but kicks so hard it can boost him even higher into the air.
Regardless, a well-placed shot can quickly take down almost any other mercenary. To make the force of nature even more ridiculous, he can strap a can of energy drink called Bonk Atomic Punch to it, which somehow gives him 5 more midair jumps.
That's right.
What the hell?
This guy flies with shotguns. But that's not all the soda has to offer. With just a sip of Bonk, Scout becomes totally invincible for 8 seconds.
Oh.
But he can't use any of his guns at that time.
Probably due to the shakes. Bonk contains several hundred times the daily recommended sugar intake. An adult male's suggested daily dosage is 25 grams, meaning Bonk contains, at minimum, 11 pounds of sugar.
Wow.
So much sugar he can't take another drink for at least 20 seconds. And on top of that, it's radioactive.
You gotta have one tough body to handle that stuff. Tough enough to survive the onslaught of 3 rockets at once, or to swing a baseball bat hard enough to send a guy flying 80 feet away.
Possibly due to long-term Bonk exposure, but testing is still out.
Scout can defeat foes as strong as the heavy in close quarters combat, run 17 miles an hour for long periods of time, and even
Seems he
kill a
has so
bear
many
with
more
nothing but a
abilities than
hot
Tracer.
dog
Now I'm
suit
getting
and
really
Amelia
worried.
Earhart skeleton. I'm serious.
He has a knack for avoiding bullets, missiles, and even tentacles from a bread monster, but at the cost of wearing little to no armor, making him a glass cannon. And true to his reckless, unrestrained personality, Scout often runs headfirst into battle, regardless of the risk.
But if you want to take down the Scout, you're gonna have to catch him before he catches you. And that means you too, ladies.
That's right, Fancy Pants, myself. So why don't you take your little failure, roll it up sideways, and... Okay, crap, I gotta go. Screw you, though.
Alright, here we go.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, I'm feeling pretty hungry. If only there was some sort of amazing service that sent a box full of food
And
and
I'll cut
recipes
the ad.
straight to my door.
And death battle. Let's go.
Asshole, you're toast. Whoa.
Gotta love the Tracer booty.
Hello.
If I told you you had a great bod, would you hold it against me?
That's nice. I was just leaving.
She has a girlfriend.
Oh, sure thing. Come back anytime. Just put that briefcase back before you go. Thanks.
Sorry, love. Overwatch needs 50 more than you do.
Here we go.
Yo, Toots, how you doing there?
Bombs away.
Oh, that's just great.
Oh, already with the
Supposedly,
juice.
this stuff will liquefy your esophagus after just one can, but, you know, it's also very handy when you feel like not getting blown up.
That's not very fair.
Listen, sweetheart. I never play fair.
Get away, Tracer. Wait for it to go out.
Is that all?
Oh, I thought he couldn't use weapons. Maybe it's only guns?
Ah, bollocks.
Run, Tracer, run!
That at the plate. It's out of the park.
Recall? Or apparently she went around the world.
Fun's over.
Not yet, mate. The cavalry's here.
And... Woo!
Shit.
Her ultimate's coming back up.
Not this time, Yankee.
Aw, come on, give me a...
Boom. Take that, Scout.
Well, that was fun.
And he's out!
Scout was fast and tough, but Tracer's unique arsenal and evasiveness pulled her ahead.
Scout's greatest feat was potentially surviving an assault from 3 rockets at once. However, the rocket's point of impact is never directly shown, and since direct hits from rockets regularly obliterate far tougher mercs, it's unreasonable to assume this was any different.
Scout could sprint up to 17 miles an hour for an extended period of time, which is slightly faster than the average human's 15 miles per hour. But Tracer's natural reactive instinct gave her the edge. For example, avoiding that sniper round from 30 feet away means she can react 25 times faster than the vast majority of other human beings.
All right.
Which means Tracer could
That's
avoid
interesting.
almost anything Scout threw at her. Even when she couldn't, her recall ability not only helped her survive, but effectively ruined any of Scout's elements of surprise.
This allowed Tracer plenty of opportunities to take him out.
And just like that, Scout was gone, without a trace.
The winner is Tracer.
It was a close one with the recall, but you know, I agree with it. I know there's some people that probably would disagree, but the recall ability is invaluable. So that's being able to do that and redo something, especially with critical damage and stuff like that. It was always really annoying whenever someone pulled that off in Overwatch. So, all right. So, next death battle will be One Piece and Fairy Tail, Zoro versus Erza. Fairy Tail is one of my guilty pleasures, and I love Erza, so this is going to be a good match. So, until then, this is the A4th Wolf, and I'll see you guys next time.